This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
And good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. We begin with the latest on that Baraboo cocaine bust we first reported last week.
That's when the Baraboo Police Department started investigating 3 officers after a man was arrested and accused of drug trafficking. Tanasia Shaw is here with new information we've learned today. Tanasia.
Brady, Armand, we just received a criminal complaint from Sauk County today. It says officers found more than 40 grams of cocaine in William Depp's house. We're pulling up a picture of him now. It was just last week on August 13th that Sauk County Sheriff deputies arrested him. Depp had a search warrant issued against him the day before. During the arrest and during a home search, the criminal complaint said responding deputies found several guns, silencers, and over 40 grams of cocaine. Now, before he was charged, because of the amount, that's why he is charged with attempt to sell. Officials, also said they found 2 kids under the age of 13 by themselves in the home with drugs. In total, Depp has 24 charges. Again, deputies also arrested 3 officers in connection to this case. One of them is on leave. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Tanasia.
Well, we are in for a very warm weekend after a pleasant week.
Oh boy, there's some alert days in the forecast. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with Blaze Keller, who's out on the patio. Hey, Blaze.
Hello, that's right. We've gone ahead and put Tuesday into that alert day as well as Monday. Yesterday, we had Monday in. We were thinking about Tuesday, and models continue to keep those very dangerous heat index values into Tuesday as well. So both Monday and Tuesday, alert day conditions for hot temperatures and high heat index values as we look to the final full week of August. There's a look at what it may feel like at about 4:30 in the afternoon on Monday, triple digits, if not some of us flirting with about 110 feeling like. But I also want to highlight that as we go into your overnight hours, Monday specifically into Tuesday, it still feels like we're in the mid to upper 70s, if not the low 80s through at least the early morning hours. So you need to make sure that you're staying cool and hydrated overnight as well. And then into Tuesday, though the cold front is going to pass on through and drier air moves in, we'll still feel relatively hot as we go into your Tuesday afternoon. And it's because these dew points are going to be in the upper 70s, if not the low 80s. Monday, nearly all of our coverage area underneath that red, which would be a major risk from heat. So you need to make sure that you are staying cool and hydrated. Limit your time, your pet's time outdoors, and of course check in on the elderly as we kick off our next work week. In the meantime, though, it is quiet on Radar 3000 as temperatures climb into the upper 70s to low 80s at this hour. That includes Dane County. Tonight, though, the last mild night as we settle into those low to mid 60s. We're going to track out some relief from the heat and talk about the fireball that some of us saw this morning coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. One person has died after a house fire in Janesville. The death was discovered Thursday afternoon when crews responded for a welfare check at the home near the intersection of East Memorial Drive and Richards Court. The cause of the fire was improperly discarded smoking materials. There were also no working smoke or carbon monoxide alarms inside the home at the time. And meanwhile, a person was found dead inside a home in Monona late Thursday night. Officers responded to a disturbance in the 6300 block of Eastgate Road. Monona Police Chief Brian Cheney said officers made contact with the victim on the scene and gunshots were heard. No additional suspects were involved in this incident. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office is determining the cause of that death. And another shakeup in the race for president. Robert Kennedy Jr. is suspending his campaign and supporting former President Trump.
And the independent candidate is still encouraging some of his supporters to vote for him. Natalie Brand explains why.
Yet another twist in the 2024 presidential race as Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced Friday he's suspending his independent campaign, but not dropping out completely.
My name will remain on the ballot in most states. If you live in a blue state, you can vote for me without harming or helping President Trump or Vice President Harris. In red states, the same will apply.
But the 70-year-old says he's moving to withdraw his name from key battleground states where he can, including Arizona and Pennsylvania, in an effort to help former President Donald Trump.
By staying on the ballot in the battleground states, I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats with whom I disagree on the most existential issues.
Professor of Political Management Todd Belt says the impact is hard to predict.
This is still a very, very close race. The race in 2020, don't forget, was decided by 43,000 votes across 3 states. So just a little bit can make a big difference.
Trump, campaigning in Nevada, reacted to the news.
That's big. He's a great guy, respected by everybody.
Vice President Kamala Harris is off the trail today after laying out her case to the American public on closing night of the Democratic National Convention.
I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me.
Harris and Trump will meet face-to-face for their first presidential debate September 10th. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Later today, former President Trump is campaigning in Arizona. His team says he's going to be joined by a special guest. RFK Jr.'s sister, meanwhile, Kerry Kennedy, has released a statement signed by several relatives saying, "We believe in Harris and Walz. Our brother Bobby's decision to endorse Trump today is a betrayal of the values that our father and our family hold most dear. It's a sad ending to a sad story."
Well, now that the presidential conventions are over, did you ever wonder what happens to all those amazing displays of party pride? Well, many of the hats, signs, and other memorabilia wind up in the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. Since 1988, the museum has been sending teams of political history curators to collect items before they end up in the trash. All of it's made to help the political parties put on a good show and, of course, win votes.
It really demonstrates a very active way in which individuals participate in the democratic process.
Why is it so important to preserve it?
I think the objects are really important because somebody used them. It's not just something they watched on television, but it's something they wore or they carried, and it meant something to them.
The Smithsonian already has an impressive display of old press passes, plenty of posters, and a homemade pineapple hat worn in 1996 by fans of Bob Dole. Look at that.
I did not see any pineapple hats at the DNC this year.
Yes, but we did see cheese hats.
A lot of cheese hats, the Wisconsin delegation. How was it for you at your station there?
Oh, Lincoln Park Zoo, it was beautiful. The weather could not have been better.
Yeah.
And yeah, we covered a lot of ground today. You were there just this morning.
Yeah. So we're back now. We're here physically, mentally. I don't know. I'm kidding. It was a good week, and we brought you a lot of coverage at the DNC and of course the RNC, and we will keep covering the election as we roll on by. 73 days, right?
73 days and counting. All right, well, coming up next, Secret Service agents are reassigned after the Donald Trump assassination attempt.
And how some people are taking dog pampering to the next level with doggy perfumes, but veterans are warning against it.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom, and she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Everyone knows kids are messy, especially in the summertime. Back to school. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
A little help here? Oh. Keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026.
Call 866 for Feldco.
My heart was failing because of blood clots in my lungs. I'm Mike, and that was my diagnosis. But only my team at Northwestern Medicine had the solution to save me.
Mike's team performed a breakthrough technique to clear the clots deep in his lungs. Tiny balloons were used to gently restore blood flow, giving Mike a new lease on life. Northwestern Medicine is a leader in second opinions for all heart and vascular conditions. If you've been diagnosed with a complex heart or vascular condition, we have something to offer. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Shop, donate, or volunteer today at Dane County Humane Society's thrift store. We've got clothes, home goods, toys, furniture, and more, and every dollar you spend goes to support the comfort and care of animals in need. Visit giveshelter.org/thrift to learn how you can help.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor, the most progressive in all of California. She let an MS-13 gang member go, who then murdered a father and his 2 sons. She agreed to release another felon, who then committed murder. And Kamala even protected illegal alien drug dealers so they could escape deportation. Kamala Harris, a dangerous San Francisco liberal. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with US Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Multiple Secret Service personnel from the Pittsburgh field office and one member of former President Trump's security detail have been reassigned to administrative duties.
This comes continuing criticism following the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, where a gunman fired 8 rounds at Trump, which pierced his ear and left a person dead. The Secret Service has been under pressure by lawmakers to discipline those involved with preparations. But Acting Deputy Director Ronald Rowe intends to wait until after the investigation is complete. The agency is undergoing multiple inquiries, including an internal review, congressional investigations, and an independent commission by the Department of Homeland Security.
The Department of Justice filed an antitrust lawsuit against a real estate company called RealPage. It alleges that a Dallas-based firm has been engaged in price fixing by using AI-powered algorithms that allow landlords to coordinate price hikes. Attorney General Merrick Garland explains what these algorithms do.
RealPage sells landlords what it calls, quote, revenue management software. We allege that this software is developed, marketed, and sold to enable landlords to sidestep vigorous competition in the rental market.
Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco also added that algorithms don't operate in a law-free zone since humans create them. In a statement, RealPage said the Justice Department's claims are, quote, devoid and will do nothing to make housing more affordable.
Authorities in South Florida spotted a pair of waterspouts swirling off the coast of West Palm Beach. Footage posted by the Palm Beach Police Department shows the formation of the 2 spouts on Thursday afternoon. See them in the middle of your screen? This was as thunderstorms swept the region. They wrote, sometimes they are fortunate enough to see interesting weather from a safe distance. A marine warning was issued for the area until late Thursday afternoon. Nothing quite as dramatic here. A warm but quiet weekend ahead. That sounds nice. Blaze, I like that.
Well, I just gave this.
For me.
This is truly, this forecast is literally for nobody else except for you, Brady. We do have alert day conditions, though, for your Monday and Tuesday. We were hesitant on adding Tuesday, but models continue to keep the not only hot temperatures, but high dew points over parts of southern Wisconsin and the rest of the Midwest into Tuesday. And that's going to push our heat index values into the triple digits, not only Monday afternoon, but then again on Tuesday. So this is what it may feel like as we go into Monday afternoon. I also want to highlight the fact that we don't cool off in terms of heat index values. As we go into those early morning hours on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, it still may feel like we're in the low 80s along parts of the Wisconsin River Valley and the Mississippi River Valley. So it's important that, especially Monday into Tuesday, you're staying cool and hydrated during the nighttime hours as well, when you're trying to relax, when you're trying to sleep so that your body doesn't succumb to heat exhaustion and or heat stroke. We find a major risk from heat across nearly all of our coverage area as we go into your Monday afternoon. This does lessen as we go into Tuesday because things are going to be changing Tuesday, but we don't cycle in that more cooler, drier air until about Wednesday, if not Thursday, of our upcoming work week. So I mentioned staying cool and hydrated. If you do happen to be outside, limit your time, but also wear lightweight and light colored clothing. The lighter the colors, the less heat you're going to absorb from the sunshine. And of course, make sure that your pets and your elderly friends or family are checked in on, staying cool and hydrated as well. Tonight, low to mid 60s, partly cloudy, mild night considering some of our overnight lows that we are forecasting. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. So enjoy it. It's quiet on Radar 3000. A few afternoon clouds have popped up across southern Wisconsin. We're in the upper 70s to low 80s. We're going to climb well above where we should be for this time of year by the time we go into the start of our next work week. Monday is looking to be the hottest over the next 10 days, so that is some good news. It can only be downhill from there, and we do get some relief as we wrap up not only next week, but the month of August. It's 80 in Cross Plains as well as in Verona, 79 in McFarland. Future track taking us into the early morning hours on Saturday. Partly cloudy conditions throughout most of the day. Because we're going to see more sunshine during the daytime hours, we're probably going to hang out in those mid to upper 80s with a chance for rain developing as we head overnight into Sunday. Those leftover clouds could mean slightly cooler temperatures, but still in the 80s for your Sunday. And as I mentioned, if you don't like the heat and humidity, there is some good news. We are going to be cooling down as we look towards the very end of August into those first few days of September. Now, earlier this morning, right around between 6:10 and 6:15, a fireball, most likely a meteor, streaking there across parts of Wisconsin, really from about Augusta south and east into the Toma area. This was captured by Karen as she was pulling into a gas station in Evansville. She sent this video and she didn't even know that she actually had captured the fireball streaking across the sky. And then Ray, as he was driving north on 94, actually captured what was left, the smoke left from that fireball. We have a whole write-up of the event on our website. You can head on over there. But that was a pretty interesting thing to see this morning if you were fortunate enough to. So I wanted to highlight that and talk about how after the alert days, we do cool off with some rain chances there Thursday, Friday. We could be into the low 70s for highs as we go into the start of September.
Well, very cool. Fireball. Aliens? Maybe? No.
No. I just saw the new Alien movie. That was on my mind, too.
Blaze, thank you. And new data suggests an experimental once-a-day pill shows promise in treating symptoms of menopause.
According to drug maker Bayer, 2 trials found the new drug called elinzanetant reduces the frequency and severity of hot flashes and improves sleep, all without using hormones. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder appeared on CBS Mornings to talk about this development.
Some women cannot take hormones, so maybe they've had breast cancer, heart attack, stroke. For the vast majority of women, hormone replacement therapy is safe, and I think that's really important to emphasize that because a lot of women are not using it who could be using it. But now we have some alternatives for women who can't.
The 2 main side effects seen in clinical trials for the drug include headache and fatigue after 26 weeks of use. Bayer has already submitted its study data to the FDA for approval and expects to hear back next month. Well, some people are taking pampering your dog to a new level with those expensive doggy perfumes.
Oh boy, but some veterinarians are warning dog owners of some problems. Michael George has a look.
I am fresh, irresistible, clean.
This is an actual ad for perfume for dogs.
Pepe, the new alcohol-free fragrance mist for dogs.
This $108 a bottle designer fragrance from Italian luxury fashion house Dolce & Gabbana is one of several pet perfumes on the market. And this Italian dog groomer likes the idea. A little dog at home on the couch next to us with a perfume is always pleasant, he says.
Hi.
Oh. But it doesn't pass the smell test with some veterinarians.
Doctor, are pet perfumes safe?
So we do worry that they can irritate the skin. Any topical product can.
Dr. Sandra Fay is president of the American Veterinary Medical Association. She says perfumes could mask a potential medical issue.
It could cover up some odors that are important for us to detect. Perfect example, my dog has allergies and it manifests as an ear infection. And really the first thing that I notice is his ear smell.
She says these products could also interfere with the dog's sensitive sense of smell. Dolce & Gabbana says Fefe is safety tested and certified by Italy's Safe Pet Cosmetics organization. Dr. Fay says it's worth talking with your vet first before trying any new products.
They are not necessary. It's really important that we put their health and well-being before our aesthetic needs. Sit.
If you want your dog to smell better, the easiest solution, she says, is to give them a bath. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The thing that I took away from that, $108 for dog cologne perfume. Yeah. I don't even spend that for myself.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And honestly, like, giving the dog a bath is part of the fun, I thought.
Is it? Oh. I don't have a pet. I just have a plant.
Oh.
It smells very nice, by the way.
That's good. And you know what? I think they missed out, though. I mean, a good dog name perfume like Gucci could have been Poochie. I mean, that's... You know, just, there's so many names out there, and you got some Fefe, but okay. Well, there's more to come online at 4.
When we come back, Josh is brighter as what to do in this weekend in the 608. That's enough.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Update your floors with no interest for 12 months with Empire today. Getting new floors for your whole house has never been easier. That's no interest for 12 months on carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, and laminate, as many rooms as you want. With no interest for 12 months, you can enjoy the floors of your dreams today. Schedule your free in-home estimate at EmpireToday.com and enjoy no interest for 12 months.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Kyle just made a decision that would change his whole world.
Hey, you're sober? You drive.
Kyle just made a decision that would change his whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Baraboo Furniture and Mattress is celebrating Labor Day with our huge store-wide Labor Day sale. Our beautiful new showroom is packed with over an acre of quality furniture, including over 50 recliners on sale, mattress sets on sale, over $1 million of quality name brands including Smith Brothers, Flexsteel, Best, England, Spring Air, Ashley, Amish Furniture, and much more at discounted prices. Free financing, all credit welcome. Hurry in today for the best selection at the huge store-wide Labor Day sale at Baraboo Furniture and Mattress, Baraboo.
My day is packed. Client meetings,
patient rounds, getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with, females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Hey, Brady, guess what?
What?
It's Friday! Woo! Oh. It is the weekend in the 608.
It is.
Yes, what a big week it was, and the final weekend before Labor Day.
Oh my gosh, is it? Well, Josh Sprider is here with your weekend planner all across southern Wisconsin.
I have 3 things for you to do this weekend as families in the 608 take in the final days of August and for many, summer. First up, the Middleton Good Neighbor Festival kicks off today, running through Sunday. The Good Neighbor Festival has had a different theme each year since the second festival back in 1965. This year's theme celebrates life under the big top. Get ready to send in the clowns. It's circus time in Middleton at the greatest show in town. Be sure to check out the music, art, food, and fun all weekend, and especially the parade Sunday at noon. Also happening all weekend long, the Orton Park Festival returns on Madison's east side. This is the 59th year of that event. The weekend is a chance for Madison area families to come together for fabulous music, food, and fun. The Orton Park Festival will feature an array of local artists and area restaurants, as well as craft and beer tents. Curd Fest returns to Bree Stevens Field on Sunday. This event is 11 years in the making and still squeaking along. Curd Fest is a delicious, savory, crunchy, and gooey curd celebration and is a fun time for the entire family. Curd Fest is free for all from 3 to 6 on Sunday afternoon. There are VIP tickets available for you to skip the lines and gain an extra hour of curds starting at 2. Remember, we are your home for what's happening in the 608. You can go to our section of channel3000.com. You can also click on that community calendar in partnership with Madison Magazine. In the 608, I'm Josh Brighter, News 3 Now.
Squeaking along.
I know, I laughed at that. It was a long week, everyone.
Yes.
We're all a little tired here, but on we go.
Yeah.
Well, the Federal Reserve hints there is going to be a drop in the inflation rate very soon.
We have that and how rural voters in the state could play a big role in the November election.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
It's Hy-Vee's snack sale this Friday through Sunday. Cheez-It crackers, just $1.99. Hy-Vee yogurt, just 29 cents. Basket and Bushel green seedless grapes, just 99 cents a pound. On the Border tortilla chips, queso or guacamole salsa, just $1.98 each. Intimates Little Bites, just $1.99. And Goldfish crackers, just $1.48. Save in-store and online. Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Drive into summer with a new Honda Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, or the all-new Civic Hybrid. Take a vacation, staycation, or just a weekend drive with the windows down. Whatever you do, make it epic with Honda. The 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. So act now. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
What would you think of a man who builds homes to rescue children from abandonment, sex trafficking, and slavery?
An employer who does charitable work alongside us and pays for us to go around the world helping kids in need.
He helps single moms in Wisconsin,
Funds food banks here,
and fights sex trafficking across America.
That man is my husband, Eric, and he'll fight for you, just like he fights for them.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4. Moving forward.
Oh, look at that. Very nice view of some nice flowers there. But track and alert. That's off the weather patio, but we're checking some alert day conditions.
I thought that looked familiar. Well, get outside while you can. We'll have more on these alert day conditions. Blaze Keller is also out on the patio. Blaze, what are we looking at?
We're looking at triple-digit heat index values as we kick off the final full week of August, and that heat begins as early as tomorrow, but we really feel the worst of it on Monday. However, the triple-digit heat index values continue into Tuesday, so that's why we've added Tuesday now into that alert day. It was just originally Monday. That's what we were looking at yesterday, but then we looked at the data, and obviously that change moving forward. Here's a look at what it could feel like as we head into that 4 or 5 o'clock time frame on Monday. Triple digits across southern Wisconsin. That's the heat index value. That's not our actual air temperatures. It's been about, I think, over a decade since southern Wisconsin has climbed into the triple digits. I don't think we're going to get there this time, but it will feel like it as we go into your Monday and Tuesday. The reason, those dew points into the upper 70s to low 80s. That is Gulf of Mexico moisture moved northwards thanks to southerly winds. So if you like the heat and humidity, these next couple of days are going to be great. I know we got an early taste of fall. That's what I personally liked. But we do get some relief as we go into the second half of next week if, say, Monday and Tuesday aren't your thing. Major risk from heat on Monday. So make sure that you are staying cool and hydrated. The same goes for your pets, elderly friends and family, and limit your time and your pet's time outdoors, of course. In the meantime, we're wrapping up this week on the quiet side. Radar 3000 quiet with temperatures upper 70s to low 80s. So not too bad of of an evening here, late afternoon, early evening across southern Wisconsin. We're going to dip into those low to mid 60s tonight. Pretty seasonal considering some of our overnight lows in the coming days will only dip into those low 70s. We're tracking out the relief from the heat and talking about that fireball meteor that some of us saw earlier this morning coming up later on in this half hour.
All right, Blaze, thank you so much. We have more information about a drug bust in Sauk County that implicated police officers.
It says officers found more than 40 grams of cocaine in William Depp's house. It was just last week, August 13th, Sauk County Sheriff's deputies arrested him. During the arrest and a search of his home, the criminal complaint says responding deputies found several guns, silencers, along with drugs. Now, because of the amount, Depp was charged with intent to sell. Officials also said they found 2 kids under the age of 13 by themselves in the home with the drugs. In total, Depp is facing 24 charges. Baraboo police started investigating 3 of its officers and put 1 on leave in connection with the case. It's still not clear the connection the officers had to the case.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his independent campaign for president this afternoon and endorsed Donald Trump. This late-stage shakeup of the former president could give him a modest boost from Kennedy supporters. Kennedy said his internal polls had shown that his presence in the race would hurt Trump and help Democratic nominee Kamala Harris, though recent public polls don't provide a clear indication that he's having an outsized impact on support for either major party candidate. And one demographic that'll help decide the presidential race will be rural voters.
The latest New York Times poll shows 31% of rural voters in swing states aren't Republicans or Democrats, but independents.
Chris Stanford went to find out how Democrats are trying to win or win back folks in small-town Wisconsin.
Let's have a party tonight.
The Wisconsin State Fair. Corn.
Can I get 2 corn on the cob?
Cream puffs, crowds, and cows. It's a good place to find people like Michelle Ballwig, a mom of 2 from Mesa Maney.
Rural is a community to me.
She's an undecided rural voter who doesn't clearly align with either presidential candidate.
And they just aren't very in touch with what the real issues are.
Others feel left out.
Federally, no, we don't feel like our voices are being heard.
The latest New York Times poll in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin shows 20% of rural voters aren't satisfied with the candidates.
Rural voters in those places could be the deciding factor.
UW professor Kathy Kramer spent years in rural towns across the state listening to voters and put the findings in her acclaimed book, The Politics of Resentment. To win over rural voters, she says politicians have to go to small towns, listen, and act.
And it has to directly address the major concerns that people in our rural communities are feeling.
Back at the fair, state Dems are using a different strategy of going to where the voters are.
Usually just ask them to be open-minded and listen to what Harris has to say.
The chair of the Democratic Rural Caucus says they try to focus on shared values instead of division.
We all want a healthy environment. We all want life to be fair.
At the same venue, state Republicans are also here.
Less government control, but more control of our borders. You know, that's so many people are coming in. There's a lot of fear.
But at the moment, neither party is offering voters like Michelle a clear choice.
Honestly, it's really hard to make any sense of it because everybody is so far left and so far right.
There's a potential for both parties to attract people wanting a politician who genuinely respects them and understands the issues that they're facing. So they're going to play a role.
That was Chris Stanford reporting. That same New York Times poll in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania says rural voters were the most likely to vote. And this is the point of the race where voters are really starting to pay attention. More than 2/3 say they're now paying a lot of attention to the campaigns.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell is signaling that interest rate cuts are likely coming. Chairman Powell made the remarks during the central bank's annual symposium in Jackson Hole, Wyoming today. He outlined the current status of the U.S. economy and how the Fed plans to proceed moving forward.
The time has come for policy to adjust. The direction of travel is clear, and the timing and pace of rate cuts will depend on incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. With an appropriate dialing back of policy restraint, there is good reason to think that the economy will get back to 2% inflation while maintaining a strong labor market.
The Fed has kept interest rates elevated for 2 years in an attempt to ease rising prices. Financial markets anticipate a 0.25 percentage point cut when policymakers meet in September. And then you're looking at the stocks right now that caused a rally on Wall Street. While the Dow closed down a fraction, the Nasdaq gained 258 points and the S&P was up almost 64.
Going on a journey with a family of ducks.
That story, one of the recommendations Will Loper has for your streaming enjoyment this weekend. He's up next.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom, and she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
A lot of law firms claim to be experts at handling injury cases that involve large trucks. But handling one trucking case does not make you an expert on the subject. Experience matters in these cases. One local firm has handled 25 trucking cases which resulted in payments over $1 million each, and hundreds of others as well. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Make your weekends unforgettable with help from Menards. Whether you're soaking up the sun or relaxing indoors, we have what you need for a good time. From creating the perfect place to entertain family and friends, to stocking up on your favorite essentials. Menards is your one-stop shop for your next adventure. Check out all the hot deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
News 3 Now, covering election 2024 every step of the way. From Chicago
As Kamala says, when we fight, we win.
to Milwaukee
The energy is there, and we want to be part of it.
and everywhere the candidates stop in our crucial swing state.
My 4th trip to Wisconsin since I became the VP nominee.
We'll be there, talking to you, the people, and covering the issues that matter right here. 3 for the people, only on News 3 Now, moving forward.
The saga of a Korean family returns for a 2nd season, and high schoolers compete in a barbecue cook-off.
These are some of the recommendations for streaming this weekend from Will Loper.
Solomon, you must be really desperate. With only 3 months left in my bank account, you could say you're looking at someone with nothing to lose.
Continue the story of 4 generations of a Korean family in the 2nd season of Pachinko, streaming on Apple TV+.
네가 누군지는 잊지 말해. 그럴 수 있지?
俺はいつまでもくすぶってるつもりはない。自分で方法を見つけるけどいいんだね。
自分の立場を貫いて、あれにはとっても勇気づけられました。
Texas High School Barbecue brings hundreds of schools together from across the state to compete and find out who's the best of the best.
Grilling enthusiasts will want to check out Barbecue High, newly streaming on Max.
For those high school kids that don't play any other sport, this is their sport.
If y'all want to win something like this, y'all got to put the work in.
Barbecue is definitely one of the
areas in high school that I felt like I belonged.
High schoolers barbecue their way to a shot at winning a scholarship.
We have a title to uphold. There's definitely a lot of pressure.
Oh no, I just screwed up major.
Here we are together. We're on an adventure. Seeing what else life has to offer.
And for kids, go on a journey with a family of ducks in the animated film Migration, newly streaming on Netflix.
What is this place?
We are completely lost.
Was your mother? That is not your mother.
Kumail Nanjiani, Elizabeth Banks, and more voice ducks that get lost in the city on their way to Jamaica. Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
I think I'm sold on that duck movie.
Is that where ducks go, Jamaica, this whole time?
I have to watch the movie to find out, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
I think I'm a sucker for any, like, animal gets lost but then finds home. Remember Homeward Bound?
Oh, tears.
Oh, I didn't mean to bring up a sad subject.
It was a good movie.
Okay, moving on. The Democratic National Convention is now in the books.
Charles Franklin is in next with a recap of last night's finale and the acceptance speech of Kamala Harris. And what's next for the party? That's when Live at 4 returns.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
Hi there, Brad Beasley and my daughter Marlena here for Tundraland.
It's back to school time, and together we can help Wisconsin kids in need.
We call it Bath to Backpack.
With your help, Tundraland will donate 1 backpack full of school supplies to a local student for every appointment this month.
And for a limited time, you get free installation, no payments for a full year, and free upgraded fixtures.
We all win.
Call 1-800-TUNDRALAND or go to tundraland.com today.
800-TUNDRALAND. Tundraland.com.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
It's time for Good News, Madison.
The pedestrian mall is right here in the heart of downtown Madison on the 400, 500, 600 blocks of State Street. Over the course of the summer, we bring people down here to enjoy everything that's happening, events that are currently being planned. The public can check out flocktostate.com to see all of the events, and they're changing in real time from July all the way through October.
And that is Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
We agreed we need a new bathtub and shower, but I think he's procrastinating.
Just call 1-800-HANSONS. Installed in as little as 1 day with a no-leak guarantee. Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. Senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor, the most progressive in all of California. She let an MS-13 gang member go, who then murdered a father and his 2 sons. She agreed to release another felon, who then committed murder. And Kamala even protected illegal alien drug dealers so they could escape deportation. Kamala Harris, a dangerous San Francisco liberal. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, take a look at this. Atlanta, 83 degrees right now. It's going to be that way soon.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of summer left to go. It is feeling hot outside in our area today as well. Well, The Democrats concluded their national convention, and now the race to the White House is underway.
That's right. In 73 days, the nation will select the next president. And did the DNC live up to expectations? And where do we go from here?
Charles Franklin, director of the Marquette Law School poll, has been with us all week, and we welcome him today. Hello. What a week.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
We made it through it.
I guess my first question is, did Vice President Harris, for the people at home, not at the convention necessarily, did she meet the moment? She had to fit a lot into her speech.
She did. I think broadly she achieved what she wanted. The first quarter of the speech was her biography, and she took some time to lay that out for people not familiar with it. Then she had some attacks on former President Trump. Then she had a section where she talked about her policies and also addressed foreign policy issues, which I don't think she's talked as much about before. And finally, she wrapped up with a call to unity, being the president for everyone. So in that sense, the speech had a little bit for everybody. Whether as a package it did a lot to change the minds of uncommitted voters or even voters leaning towards Trump, I guess we'll see in the weeks ahead. But I think she has to, and the party has to be happy with the way her speech went and the convention as a whole went.
And how much do you think she's really trying to appeal to the middle class there, select that contrast between her and Trump, with her story of her mother coming and selecting Tim Walz as a running mate?
I think choosing to emphasize the middle class is her way of appealing to a broad segment of the country and to contrast it with the billionaire Donald Trump, who, grew up with wealth to begin with. It is a little bit of contrast with Biden, who could talk about real working class roots in Scranton, Pennsylvania that he grew up with. She doesn't talk that much about the working class, but instead talks about the middle class. And so there's a little bit of a shift in emphasis there.
We saw a lot of unity, a lot of energy at this convention. 4 weeks ago, it did not seem like that would be the case. But does this change the race at all? Because she and Trump are still very, very close.
I think that's important to emphasize, that the enthusiasm and the unity at the convention is fine among Democrats, and it's good energy going ahead. But this remains a really close race. If you look at the polling averages, she has between a 1.5 and a 3-point lead nationally. And in the toss-up states like Wisconsin, the race is often a point or so. So we're far from seeing the end of this campaign. In her own speech, she says, this has been a great convention, but don't forget the very hard work we still have to do to Election Day.
A long road ahead, and a long road ended for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and him, endorsing Donald Trump today. How do you think that maybe changed things?
Yeah, I think it is a minor change right now. If you look at the average of polls with him included, Harris leads by 2. With him not included, she leads by 1.5%. So it's just a 0.5 point difference in the overall balance with him out versus in. But we see here in Wisconsin, he's drawing about 10% from Republicans, only about 4% from Democrats. So he was more of a threat to pull a little bit of Trump's vote. But he's been getting 21% of independents. And that's not a huge group either, but 21% is a sizable chunk of that. Where do they go if he's not here?
The last thing I can think of, and I want your perspective on this, we saw a lot of celebrities there. And of course, they can influence people. Oprah giving her endorsement, that was big during the Obama years. But is that enough to sway voters? Will that make much of a difference down the road?
I think it's good at the time of the event. I don't really think it's a big mover of opinion. Oprah was a good example of someone who says, I'm an independent, I'm doing this, you should join me in this. You had the Georgia Republican lieutenant governor saying, you should vote for Harris. It doesn't make you not a Republican or make you a Democrat, it makes you a patriot. So they put that rhetoric in. But how much it manages to move these folks, I think, is really an open question. If you think of everything that's changed since July 21st, when Biden dropped out, I think we'd be foolish to think we can foresee everything that's going to happen from now to Election Day, not to mention the debate.
Yeah, a lot can happen, even in just a day. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, thank you very much for being on with us.
Thanks.
Good to see you. Well, I know someone who can foresee the future when it comes to the weather. Here's meteorologist Blaze Keller.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure, but
you can rise.
I will take the compliment, and folks, the future has in store for southern Wisconsin heat and humidity that we really have not seen since the end of July. In fact, July 31st was the last 90-degree day in the Madison area, but we could see another one on Monday. However, the threat for triple-digit heat index value, so what it will feel like, extends into Tuesday. So that alert day now is also for Tuesday. Here's a look at Monday late afternoon, 5 o'clock, feeling like the triple digits. Overnight, it only feels like we cool off into the low mid 70s, some of us into the low 80s, and then we're back to feeling like we're in the triple digits as we head into your Tuesday afternoon. The reason, we've got southerly winds, we've got hot temperatures, and we also have high dew points into the 70s and 80s that we typically would find closer, if not over, the Gulf of Mexico. And that's the reason why our risk from heat on Monday, especially major, and even a few pockets of extreme still in parts of Grant County. So you need to make sure that you're staying cool and hydrated, not only Monday and Tuesday, but overnight as well, because we don't cool off a whole lot. And when your body's sleeping, you still need to remain cool. Check in on your pets and your elderly friends and family as well. Low to mid 60s tonight, partly cloudy, a very mild night considering our overnight lows from here on out, at least for the next couple of nights, are going to be in the 60s, upper 60s to low 70s before we cool off later next week. Other than maybe some overnight showers into your Sunday, we should be dry on Saturday. Southerly winds light. They're going to kick us back into more of those mid to upper 80s. Sunday a little bit cooler because we could be dealing with some overnight showers, and those lingering clouds could impact our temperatures. If you were up at about 6:10 to 6:15 and you looked off towards the northwest like Karen was able to do, you were able to see a fireball streaking across parts of Wisconsin here. We were able to get kind of the tail end of it, the smoke burning up. Ray captured this as he was traveling north on 94. The path stretching from about Augusta in Eau Claire County all the way south, burning up somewhere north and east of Toma, so about 60 miles based on over 70 reports. We have a whole write-up of it on our website, so head on over there if you want to read about this latest fireball. Amazing kind of capture there from Karen as well as from Ray. So thank you for sending us those. And of course, the American Meteor Society is still looking for reports if you happen to see it this morning and didn't quite know what you were seeing. There's a look at our 10-day forecast. 2 alert days. We cool off those starting really Thursday. Add back a couple more rain chances, and it looks like we are remaining dry for the Labor Day weekend there, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, of course, being Labor Day.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Maddie has heart failure, and it can't be cured. It's hard for her to get out of the house, and she's missed so many good times. She's getting worse, and we need help with decisions about her care. Our neighbor is using a Grace, so I asked Maddie's doctor about them. Turns out, a Grace hospice care can help us. They're already managing Maddie's breathing trouble and edema better. And today, she's feeling up to a birthday party. A Grace, authentic care and connection. Visit agrace.org to learn how a Grace can connect with you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The alarming spike in inflation soaring to its highest level in nearly 40 years.
That is called Bidenomics.
Gas prices rose again today, reaching a new all-time high.
We're still dealing with inflation, and we've got super high interest rates at the same time.
Bidenomics is working.
2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Alert date conditions for your Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're tracking just how hot it's going to get tonight at 5.
Then new documents have been revealed in the investigation into several Baraboo officers. Get the inside story tonight at 5.
News 3 Now is focusing on the issues and the races that matter where you live, with 3 for the people.
Talking with local candidates, looking at both sides of the issues, and fact-checking it all, so you can cast your vote with confidence.
3 for the people, only on News 3 Now.
We'll take a look at this. Another strange, strong wind surreality caught on camera in Alabama as a doorbell camera recorded strong wind gusts, sending a trampoline, yes, oh, there it is, when flying over that house, hit the house. This bizarre incident happened in the town of Athens, which is nearly the same exact area that saw a pop-up storm send a giant inflatable bouncy slide flying a few days earlier. Now, just like in that one, thankfully, no one has appeared to be injured in that incident, unless you count the home's roof. Oddly enough, several social media users claim this happens a lot, that trampolines are known locally as the state bird. I'm glad no one was hurt, but can you imagine seeing that?
No, I can't imagine. I mean, what a wild ride. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a trampoline.
There we go. We'll be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Discover more ways to save on appliances at our Brothers Main Bargain Rooms. Get discounts on top brand closeouts, returns, and scratch and dents. Minor dings, major savings. Plus, you can take your purchase home today. Feel like family. Brothers Main.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year. So visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello permanent fat removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately.
It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
That does it for today's Live at 4. Armand is in the newsroom with what's coming up. Armand?
Hey, I'm out here now. Well, Monday on Live at 4, how to prepare kids for school by getting them into an Olympic mindset. And next at 5, what you should know about the new COVID vaccine approved this week. Thanks for watching Live at 4. We hope to see you right back here on Monday. News Now at 5 starts right after this.